Welcome back from that break. If you're watching us, this is Good Morning Abuja. And now to our first discussion. Our topic is harnessing the power of soft skills for greater effectiveness. I will have a guest here, Igina Elvis, Director of Leaseway Resources. Everybody has a unique skill that he has to enhance his productivity. Welcome to Good Morning Abuja.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Welcome again, Elvis. It's a pleasure having you around.
Same here. Thank you.
All right, so soft skills. Let's start with communication. How will good communication assist an individual in his workplace?
First off, communication in itself is the web that ties everything we do as human beings.
Okay.
It's not just about what you do in the workplace, but how we live as individuals. The only way I get to understand what's on your mind is when you speak, because we're not mind readers. We're not spirits. We are human beings. So the moment you open your mouth to say something, I get to understand what the ideas are in your mind. I get to know what's going through in your mind. So to answer your question, helping you in your workplace is very critical to learn communication skills because no matter the ideas you want to bring, no matter the teams you are leading, you have to bring the vision clear to those you're leading. And if you don't know how to bring that to life, which is where communication comes in, you're going to have a dysfunctional team or a team that will be going in all directions except from where you're supposed to be headed. So, with regards to workplace, communication is very critical. Apart from the fact that it helps you to communicate your ideas, it helps you also to build your team together. I can only be your friend when you talk to me. I can only know where we are headed when you say something about it. So that is why, for me, it's not just in the workplace, but for us to live effectively as a human being, you need to know how to communicate. Yeah.
Okay, let's look at emotional intelligence now. Sometimes they say some people are not so mature, and communication is one of the ways that is exposed. Now, in a workplace, it's a collation of different kinds of emotion,
True.
a mix of different. Everybody has its own demons to fight. Everybody has its own battles to face. Everybody is dealing with something or the other.
Yeah.
But then there's a place where everybody has converged that has a prioritized goal. Now, how do we manage these emotions in such an environment, especially we are looking to intelligently achieve that goal?
First off, when it comes to managing people's emotion, it doesn't start with the people. It starts with you, the person. And that's one of the reasons why one of the courses we offer in Blizzway Resources is called active listening. You, you that is trying to manage someone's emotion, do you even understand your own emotion first? Do you understand your triggers? Do you know when you're happy? Do you know what makes you happy? Do you even notice when there's a change in your thought process? For example, you were all happy, and all of a sudden something happened and that changed that mood. Did you notice when the change happened in your mind, or do you wait till the reaction happens physically first? So, but before we talk about even managing other people's emotion in a diverse environment, it has to start with us understanding ourselves, understanding our emotion, and how we affect the things we do. For example, most times they talk about transfer aggression. The source of those aggression didn't start when you blotted out. Most times it could be maybe as you're walking in the house, somebody said something that you were uncomfortable with, but because you were not conscious enough to recognize the thought and deal with the effect, you just wave it aside. So whenever anything happens as you go out that triggers something like that, the emotion that you've pent up already will come out. So I would say it starts by you managing, understanding your emotions first, and knowing how to regulate it before you can talk to the other person. Someone rightfully said that I may not have control about what happened to me, but I'm in full control of how I react towards it. So I think if we understand ourselves better, understand our emotion better, we'll be able to not just manage ourselves but those around us.
All right, let's go to adaptability.
Okay.
How will an individual adapt to any situation so that he faces any challenges? How will he navigate all those challenges to get adaptable to the situation?
First off, the first question will be, do you even need to be there in the first place? Or do
Okay.
you want to be there?
Okay.
Because before you choose to adapt, there has to be a reason that will motivate the adaptation.
Okay.
So if you are in a workplace, you know you are there to achieve a goal, and the goal is going to be rewarded. It means that whatever the situation, even though you're not comfortable with it, you have to find a way.
Okay.
So when you are clear about why you are there in the first place, adaptation becomes easy for you. So I would suggest, first off, be clear about what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's what will motivate you to do the necessary adjustment for you to achieve what you need to achieve.
Let's let's um let's digress a bit and talk about interpersonal skills.
Okay.
What would you consider interpersonal skills, and how do these skills make for an effective leader?
First off, their main, or the first that comes to my mind will be relationship management. Now, why that comes first is this: irrespective of whatever goal or aim we're trying to achieve as human beings, we are first human before the goal. And as a leader, you're leading human beings like you. Now, if you don't know how to relate well with human beings, there's a level you cannot get to as a person. For example, there are a lot of people that are working behind the scene to make this production work. And beyond the salary that are being paid, there's someone that is in charge of making sure everybody is at top shape to make sure it comes out well. Imagine if this person doesn't know how to relate with them beyond the office space, right? So, relationship management is key for leadership because at the end of the day, all the goals you want to achieve, all the ideas you have in your head, has to be executed by a human being. And most times, it's not you as a leader. You may not even be there when the execution is happening. But sometimes what determines the effectiveness of that execution is the relationship they have with whoever is there or the goal itself. So relationship management comes first in my mind, irrespective of what we're trying to do as leaders,
Okay. Conflict is inevitable.
for sure.
So, how can conflict resolution skills enhance harmonious living?
Now, it goes back to what I just mentioned about relationship
Mhm.
management. Now, if the end goal goes beyond you achieving the particular aim you want to achieve to having people living peacefully and to subsequently do so,
Yeah.
you know how to manage conflict. Why? Because it's just people coming with different opinion. You need to first of all sit down with them. They have to understand that this is beyond you taking sides to resolving issues that will make you people work together going forward. So conflict resolution skill is top too because you will always have that. Wherever you have two or more people, they are bound to be different opinions. So, but as a leader, how you resolve those issues comes out to mark your credential as a leader. So,
Okay.
conflict resolution too is key.
Okay. Let's talk about morale now in the workplace. We all know a cheerful environment is a good place to be.
True.
But is too much cheer a bad thing? Or should everybody just be tight faced working all through the day? And how does people's attitude affect morale, whether in a good way or a bad way?
Someone rightfully said that everything rises and falls in leadership. So, to answer your question, how does people's attitude affect the morale in the workplace? To a great extent. For example, imagine you're the leader of your department and you come in strong faced, angry as if the whole world is against you. What do you expect your subordinates to behave? Or how do you imagine they will feel seeing you like that? Now, your attitude goes beyond how you feel, it's transferable. People get your energy. Sometimes they call it vibe. So, as a leader, even when you're not feeling well, you can't bring that face to work because the ripple effect will be dangerous for what you're trying to do. So attitude is very key too. But then when you know yourself, when you know your emotions, when you understand yourself and know how to regulate yourself, it becomes easy to manage some of these things. Morale is good. It has to be high for productivity. But when you as a leader don't know the implication of this, it will trickle down to everybody working around you. And at the end of the day, whatever it is you're trying to achieve will not be achieved.
You said when you know yourself, but if you don't know you have those skills, those soft skills, then how will you be able to bring them out?
First off, that is why self-awareness is very key. Well, now you mentioned emotional intelligence. One of the components of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. And they are also have this like my organization. We train people on this. There's a topic we have in one of our modules are called effective messaging. Now, what that is about is you discovering what is unique to you, understanding yourself. In the process of taking that course, you get to know some things that you may not be aware about yourself before, some innate skills that you didn't know you have, some abilities that you don't even know you can express. Some of them would have shown up one or two times before, but we're not paying attention. So that course unveils yourself to you. So you get to know the many things you can do and how you can leverage on them in today's world. So to answer your question, there are different courses out there, including the one we offer in my organization, that can expose you to many things. And also, while that is an option, you can also pay attention, live intentionally, because you begin to observe things that ordinarily you just do passively. So that's one other way that you can get to know more about yourself and the abilities you have.
Okay. Wow, amazing. The conversation has been
Yes.
very rich, and of course, it's thought-provoking, talking about discovering oneself, self-awareness as a component, as one of the strong components of emotional intelligence, and the fact that you need to live in the consciousness of what happens around you so that you'll be able to know who you are. Well, our conversation this morning has been with Egena Elvis, Director of Leaseway Resources. It's a pleasure having you on the show.
It's
Thank
a
you so
pleasure
much.
having you.
I-
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning, Abuja. We'll continue after the short break.